Hey, and we want to welcome everybody here this evening to the B Wallace Racing 100 from Richmond Raceway. Magic Manzo's ARCA series here on Friday night. Should be a great race here this evening. Richmond is you look at it and it's really just a small mile and a half track, three-quarters of a mile, D-shaped. So if you take Texas or Charlotte Motor Speedway or Kansas or Kentucky or Chicago or any of these mile and a halves and you shrink it down, well, there's Richmond Raceway. And both ends of the racetrack, Eddie, a little bit different. I mean, you head down at 1 and 2, really got to slow it down a little bit there, really hit your marks. Car wants to push out to the wall, but 3 and 4, more of a sweeping corner again, setting yourself up for that front straightaway.
Yeah, absolutely. The way these cars run and the way this track is at night, it's really, really fast. You've got to really set it down on the bottom, get it in that groove, and with this is probably my favorite combo in iRacing, Richmond in the ARCA car. So you got to keep your foot in it, but you got to not put too much in it. You'll get off of turn two. I think tonight, turn two and turn four, I think we might see quite a few guys step out or loop it a couple of times, so it can get away from you real quick. You have to keep the speed through the middle, but you got to be careful off the turn to not give it too much throttle. So looks to be a real good race though.
Yeah, as we were talking pre-race, these ARCA cars are a blast. I mean, they are a driver's car, and we've talked about it week in and week out when we get a chance to call these ARCA, um, races. Is that they are a driver's car. It's a lot of throttle control. It's not as easy as just jumping behind the wheel of the next gen Cup car, and that car drives itself. Almost to a point the Cup car does, the Xfinity does. Trucks are a little bit more of a driver's vehicle as well, but these ARCA cars, man, you really got to be a driver.
Yeah, going from the super lates right into the super lates and ARCA car seem to go together as throttle control. Teaching you how to really maintain that throttle and that helps all throughout all of the oval series. And the ARCA car will definitely put you through the crash course of throttle control.
It definitely will. As they're lining up on the grid here this evening, we'll go through our starting lineup tonight. We've got Garrett Kinder from Reaper Racing and that number 13 starting on the pole tonight with a lap of 22.353. Starting to his outside in the number 89 will be Jeremy Brehall. Starting in third will be Andrew Kurtz in the number 8. Starting in fourth will be Adam Lang in that number 52. Starting in fifth is William Griffith in the number 12. Starting in sixth is going to be Todd Schott in that number 426. Starting in seventh position is Josh the Jet Oswald in number 17. Starting in eighth is going to be Phil the Hitman Manzo in the number 44. Starting in ninth is going to be Aaron Adcock in the number 23. And rounding on our top 10 is going to be Jesse Nekula in the 84. Starting in 11th is going to be Josh Thompson in the number 3. And starting in 12th is going to be Charles Stevens Jr. there, Eddie.
Yeah, Con Shepard starting in 13th. You'll be watching him. Jason Lautridge in 14th. 15th is Tyler Rice. Brandon Wallace in 16th. You got Spencer Gay in 17th. Butch Taylor, 18th. Charles Feltz in 19th. Mickey Isaac in 20th. Keith Durst in 21st. Charlie Gates, 22nd. And 23rd, Stephen Gibson. And Magic Mike bringing up the rear of the field in 24th.
Hopefully Magic Mike has himself a great race here this evening. Glad to see him out here tonight. Good to have one of the guys that is the namesake of the field here this evening out here tonight racing with everybody. But again, we're here in they say the B Wallace Racing 100, but it's Brandon Wallace. Not real sure why they named the race after him. Maybe we'll get that afterwards, but the pace car is off. We are getting ready to get underway here at Richmond International Speedway. And a good start there for Garrett Kinder coming off the pole there. The 89 car, Jimmy Burkhardt, able to kind of hold there a little bit as we're going to see the different lines going through the corners here this evening.
Yeah, really good start. A little checkup in the back, but that's to be expected with guys just trying to take it easy here. A lot of guys, you saw them in practice getting a little bit loose, and immediately on the first part of the race, you're going to kind of back off and let other people go, get yourself situated, and get ready to go. So they're starting to spread out just a little bit now.
Yeah, so we've got one car down in the grass there. Keeps Keeps it straight, though, and we stay under green. And that 89 car, Jeremy Brehall, was able to get up into the lead using that outside line. And that's something, I don't know, you don't see a lot here at Richmond, in that outside line prevail.
Yeah, he just got it wound up there, got the momentum, and just was able to take it. I think you could do that. I don't know what corner he did that on, but turn 4, you can get a little bit of run on that high side and make it. Oh, it's 88. Charles Stephen goes around.
We stay under green for now, as the leaders passing the start-finish line, so he must have been able to at least get it out of the racing line or get the car righted and back underway as we stay under green here.
And he's back rolling.
As we look back up front here, it looks like Garrett Kinder is going to ride that bottom line here, as we still continue to see Jeremy Brehall, the number 89 car, kind of ride a line up. He isn't quite getting down there, and we are under yellow. Obviously, somebody wasn't able to get the car straightened up, and we'll have to kind of take a look back through the field here and see what happened as we go back and look at Charles Stevens Jr. right now sitting back in the 24th position. Car doesn't look to be in bad shape whatsoever, so if he spun it around, he definitely kept it off the walls.
Oh, it looks like Stephen Gibson got a little help going through the corner there and went around. So it looks like the 7-7 Magic Mike gets a little hot in the corner, and they got together, but the damage doesn't look too bad. They both are able to get back going. I know Charles Stevens was probably happy to see that.
Get himself caught back up to the field here. As we're taking a look at the 53 car, Stephen Gibson here. And if I'm not mistaken, Eddie, is that Butthead on the back of it? From Beavis and Butthead, or is that someone else?
No, I definitely think that's Butthead on there for sure. I don't know how they got Jamie's picture, but they got him on there.
Ooh. I really hope Jamie's tuned in for this one at this point in time. But actually, Eddie, I recognize it now from the other logos that are on. That's Rock Auto, and if you've ever seen the Rock Auto commercials, that is the little cartoon character from RockAuto.com.
Yeah, it is.
But I definitely like your story better, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it, even though I know it is. I'm just gonna live in Fantasyland, just think that's Butthead.
Or in your world, that's Jamie.
That's right.
As we've completed 7 laps here this evening, the scheduled 100 at the B. Wallace Racing 100 from Richmond Speedway, the Magic Manzo's ARCA series here tonight. Talk about a lot of these races, but not really surprised to see these early cautions in some of these races, especially at the short tracks. A lot of guys still trying to feel out what their cars are going to do, especially in traffic. They definitely get enough practice time with an hour of practice beforehand. But when you get out here on the track and that green flag flies, it's a whole different story from being in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ARCA car, just something I'd be interested to see is our leader, the 89 car, Jeremy. He is running that high line. The one thing I do know about the ARCA car is that it looks like we're about to go green here in just a second. But what I do know about the ARCA car it is nasty on tires. You have to take care of them. You have to be careful. So it'd be interesting to see Garrett and Jeremy, the two different lines, which one's going to play out towards the end. So I think if I'm in this race, I'm going to be just trying to make sure I save that right rear because you're going to need it.
And we are back under green here. Jeremy in that number 89 car definitely gets a great start there. Garrett Kinder has himself cleared for second spot there. And Adam Lange in that number 52 car, we've seen him leak in and out a couple different times. Hopefully that connection gets stabilized here a little bit, because we've seen him up here battling in the top 3. And we've got William Griffin in the number 12 car. Really, in a lot of the series, I've seen Griff be one of those guys that's really good on the long run, able to take care of his equipment. And as you were talking about, Eddie, in these ARCA cars, you really got to take care of the tires. They tend to want to spin them coming off the corners. and you will burn up that right rear quick on these cars.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of tire model they're running on, but they remind me of the old tire model from way back in the day, where the Cup car would you would go down to the corner, you would stomp the gas, you would turn the wheel right in the corner, and that's how you did it. The ARCA car is very much like that. You don't put that much wheel into it. You kind of just let the car do what it wants to do. It's got a lot of throttle, so it can be. Some reason you heat those tires up, it doesn't seem to ever want to recover from it.
Yeah, and that's a really good way of describing what these ARCA cars do. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but these are drivers' cars. You really got to understand what that car is doing, more so with the gas and brake pedal than you do with the steering wheel. And understanding when you can get back to the gas and how hard you can get back to it without absolutely burning a set of tires off of this thing. And we see Garrett Kinder right now really being able to kind of keep up with Jeremy. Lost the lead there at the beginning of this thing with Jeremy making the high side work for him, but both of them at this point in time have found their way down towards the bottom of the track, and we're really going to have to see how the tires wear and who's really going to be good in the long run.
Yeah, you see Garrett going into turn one there. He goes in a little high and gets an arc off that corner. I like that line. It's a dangerous line. You have to be careful because he can really scoot the rear tires off, but it gets a good run off of 2, which is such a hard turn that is so tight compared to 3 and 4 that if you can get a good run off that corner, you get a lot of speed down the backstretch. You see Garrett gets a good run off that corner there doing that. I'll see if he does it in 3 and 4 as well. It looks like he is. He's getting a good little arc. He's starting to close in right on the back of Jeremy's car.
Yeah, definitely taking a little bit different of the line here. As the two leaders really are swapping lines back and forth. That time around we see, and it looks almost a little bit like the 89 car missed his entry going into turn 1 and 2 and allowed Garrett to close up on him. And he's now looking like he's starting to push a little bit coming up off the corners, and that's allowing Garrett in that number 13 car to pull up and challenge for the lead here. But we have now completed 17 laps of our scheduled 100 here this evening. A lot of great racing so far. Our top, I will say, 5 or 6 cars have really pulled away from the field at this point in time. We'll take a look back to 6th place and that number 84 car, Jesse Necula, who's up 4 spots from where he started at, and having himself a heck of a race here thus far. But those first 6 cars have really pulled away from the field there, Eddie.
Yeah, they have. We've got a battle for the lead here as Kinder's up under Jeremy going into turn 3 there. Let's see if you can be able to finish that off. Sorry, Pat. I just, it looks like he's not able to complete it.
Nope, not quite as of yet. They still race side by side right now, which is really going to drag Griff into the picture in the number 12 car.
Yeah, he's loving that. He's like, guys, keep on fighting. See, Jeremy tries to get back down to the bottom, and Griff's like, nope, I'm here.
Yep, he closes that door quickly, but Jeremy's going to get a great run off the high side, clearing for 2nd place. Now we're going to see here if that 13 car of Garrett Kinder is able to start legging out a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, it looks like Jeremy's.
And Griff gets into the rear of him. Turns him around. A couple other cars get involved in it. Looks like Griff himself is involved as the 12 car is up into the wall. Tough break there as they were racing hard for 2nd place. Go back and see if we can't take a look at it here. And we're going to see as they go down into the corner. We'll slow it down for the audience here. As they get down into the corner, Griff is committed to going low into the corner. It looks like Jeremy just checks up just a little bit. Griff gets into the rear end of him. And from that point forward, it is really just a matter of him trying to collect that car up. As Griff slows up, he gets hit from behind from the 52, and just chaos ensues from there. Tough racing.
Yeah, that's another thing with these ARCA cars. It doesn't take much to get them around. That was such just a slight touch, but just how loaded up these cars are on the right sides whenever they go into these turns. Just a little tap will send you around. So it wasn't much, but it was definitely enough.
Yes, we see the leaders coming down pit road to grab tires. We'll see how many people actually stayed out for this one, as it looks like Garrett Kinder will definitely be the first car off of pit road with Jesse Necula right behind him. As we look up there, but it looks like we've got at least 5 cars that have stayed out at this point in time, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that call at all. I don't know how many sets of tires, you can tell me, but and they maybe just want to save if they're limited to a certain amount of sets. But 22 laps on these cars, even though there's it hasn't been that many laps, 22 is still a lot, and it can make a huge difference. But folks like Garrett Kinder, who's dropped back to 7th after the folks stayed out. I mean, you still got to pass those cars, and so. I don't know if that's the right call, but like I said, who knows with the tire situation, they may be trying to just save them as long as they can.
Yeah, and I believe they have 4 total sets of tires here. So, I mean, if you're working your race strategy and thinking about how it's going to go, each set of tires has got to last you about 25 laps. And by the time we go back green, I mean, that's exactly where they're going to be. So if you're looking at your race strategy and dividing this thing out, you're like, okay, every 25 laps, I'm going to come grab me a fresh set of tires. And again, these ARCA cars are notorious for using up some tires. So I'm not sure, much like you, Eddie, that I agree with staying out at this point in time. It's early in the race. Come grab your tires. A lot of racing left to fight here. And sometimes, these ARCA races, they get some green flag runs to them. So you get stuck out here on some old tires right now, and man, that could definitely mess up your day.
Well, and that's exactly the danger. The danger is, well, you think, oh, there's going to be a few more cautions, and I'll get me some track position, but there's always that danger of having a long, 50-lap run, and if that happens, the guys who stayed out are going to be in trouble. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see as some of the leaders, make their way back up through the field here. Just how quickly they're able to do that, we're really going to see the difference here when it comes to tires as they come back up through the field here. But now our top 5 is look like Todd Shotman, number 426. Kai Shepard out in that Scooby-Doo car, it looks like, sitting in second place. Phil the Hitman Manzo sitting there in 3rd. Butch Taylor in the 33 car in 4th position. Keith Durst in the 94 and 5th. William Griffith, which I'm kind of surprised after getting tangled up there, stayed out. Is going to restart in 6th position here.
Yeah, they're coming to the green now. Let's see if some of these guys have been holding something in their pocket.
As it looks like that outside line has to check up as the 43 car just doesn't get going, and there's a lot of separation up front right now as a couple guys either spun their tires on those old ones or just didn't realize when the leaders were going.
My, good grief. Get your wasp spray out. It's a hornet's nest back here about 8th, 9th, 10th place. It's as caution comes out.
Yeah, as we are back under caution here again. That was looking back through the field here a little bit. We're looking at Charlie Gates and Jeremy Brehalt in that 89 car. As we're trying to catch up to him as well and kind of see where some of these cars are at. Not sure 100% what brought that caution out at this point in time. We'll head back up front and see what our leaders are doing here. So, again, I mean, at this point in time, the leaders have made their bed. They really got to stick to their strategy at this point in time. Only a couple green flag laps there. You can't come down pit road. Really, the leaders right now are hoping we go another 15 to 20 laps green so they can get back on sequence with the other guys.
Yeah, Garrett Kinder was able to get himself back up to 4th in just that short amount of time, so he's going to be moving. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Looks like William Griffith's rear bumper's still hanging off. Somebody get over and just knock that off. You don't need that.
Nah. It is always fun to watch these ARCA races and call these ARCA races because these ARCA cars still operate under the, I don't even want to call it the new damage model that iRacing put out. It's been a while since they put it out. So these cars take some pretty realistic damage from, you know, braking suspension. You'll see tires hanging off of these cars. You know, they get into the wall, they will lose all kinds of bits and parts and pieces. So when these guys get behind the wheel of these ARCA cars, they really got to understand that not only do you have to worry about the tires and the race strategy and all that other stuff, you also got to realize that they operate under the, we'll call it the more intense damage model that iRacing has.
Yeah, it's really sensitive. I mean, you know, it can, you reach out and grab the wall and it'll about rip the whole side of it off. And I've seen axles and tires go up through the hoods and stuff like that. So it can get a little wild. But it is cool seeing accidents, seeing the parts and pieces fly across the track, a little bit of debris, and just really adds to it visually for sure.
Yeah, as we take a look at the number 12 car, William Griffith, and I'm surprised Race Control hasn't given him the black flag because, yeah, that bumper cover is just hanging out in the wind right now.
Yeah, a short track, who cares? They let that joker just flop for a while. They just couldn't distract the guy from passing. You know, you go in the corner and it's flapping around, and you kind of lose your line and go up the track. So it could be a good deterrent. I like it.
Just a friendly wave hi to the fans. You know, just waving hi to the fans right now. That rear bumper cover is about 3/4 of the way off. So, I mean, huge props to the Fab team on the number 12 car. I mean, that thing is hanging on by like about 3 rivets right now.
The fellow that worked on the right side of that rear bumper's feeling real good. The guy on the left side, he's sweating a little bit.
Yeah, the Monday morning meeting might not go so well for him. The guy on the right side, I mean, he might get a raise because the 3 rivets he put in is those are holding up right now.
High quality. All right, well, I'm excited to see what these new tires are going to do. I feel like Garrett, he's already up on the second row on the top side. I'm excited to see if he's able to get through this front row real quickly, if it's going to take him a little bit of time. So, as they're coming to green right now.
Todd Schott in that number 426 gets a great restart there, and Kai Shepard should clear for second place at this point in time. And we're going to continue to kind of look back through the field here as now Garrett Kinder has moved himself up into 3rd position up on the high side, and will now set his sights on first and second place here with those new tires.
Yeah, gets an easy restart just to get out of the gate, knowing you got the best set of tires, you got the fastest car most likely. You know, Jeremy, who was up front for the most part of the race, he's towards the back now, about 20th place. So you can kind of take it easy, know that you're probably a little bit faster, and just take your time using those tires and save them for a little bit later in the run. But I mean, honestly, it looks like Todd and Kai belong up front because they're, I mean, with 22 lap old tires, they seem to be plenty fast. Last lap they just ran a 22.34 and 22.35, which has been some of the fastest in the race. So.
Yeah, and I think Garrett Kinder right now is just being patient. Knows he has the best tires out there. No reason to go burn him up at this point in time. Let the leaders, of Todd Schott and Kai Shepard battle it out between the two of them. I think with it, and Kai Shepard gets a great run off the bottom there. Not sure if Todd Schott had a little bit of issue coming off the 2 there. Gets underneath him, and now Kai Shepard is going to be our 3rd leader of the race here this evening.
Yeah, Todd got a little stuck. This Richmond, as much as you would like to be on the top side, it's going to be a bottom-only track. There's only one groove, and if you get up out of it, it's bad news. It's hard to, especially on older tires, you're just not going to have that grip to come off the corner. It looks like he scooted up the groove a little bit.
And Garrett Kinder pushes up, gets into the side of him there a little bit. I think Garrett's...
Just a kiss.
Just a kiss. Just a friendly hello. How you doing? Coming through. I think Garrett saw that opening through the car down there, pushed up just a little bit there, but clears him this time by. And now we're seeing Andrew Kurtz for the first time here this evening, moving his way up into the top 3.
Yeah, poor old Todd, he's trying to get down to the bottom. He's just trying. He drove so hard into 3 and 4 there, trying to stay in front of Andrew Kurtz. He was able to do that, but he got stuck up on the high side for a little bit.
Yeah, so
Kyle Shepard doing a great job right now leading the race because they pull a gap on them during that. See if he can hold off Garrett. He's turning some real fast laps.
he is. You know, not sure if he was, sitting back there about mid-pack or so, saving a little bit of tire, and this is where his race strategy was going to come into play because he's turning some really fast laps here right now. Garrett Kinder really hasn't been able to move up through the field like we thought we were going to see him be able to do. He's definitely moved that car into second position here. And Jesse Nekula is the second car really that's going to be on fresh tires. And we're just now starting to see that 84 car move up through the field.
Yeah, I think somebody I got my eye on is Mickey Isaac. He's up 12 spots and having a nice quiet race, been able to avoid some incidents. Be interested to see. Oh, got caution.
And caution is out here again as we try to look back through the field. He's 100% sure what brings out the caution right now.
Oh, looks like Adam Lane just gets a little bit loose up off of 4, and looks like maybe Tyler Rice gets into the back of him. That's hard to see.
Yeah, that 52 car is definitely a little beat up right now. So we'll see if he has to come down pit road and get some repairs done.
Well, we talked about it. I mean, you're up there racing, and you go out there and practice, and you get out there and practice, you're running by yourself, you don't really race around folks, and you get up under somebody, and you try to, I'm going to get him down the straightaway, and you give it just a little bit more gas that you really need to, and that looks like it's what happened to 52. Just gets on it just a little bit too soon, and the back end comes out, and while he's trying to save it, somebody got in the back of him.
Looks like William Griffith is bringing that car down pit road to finally at least get the rear bumper cover tore off of it. We're looking at the number 6 car right now of Tyler Rice, and the left side of that car is all bent up. Rear bumper cover is gone. And you can definitely tell there's a lot of damage to the left side of that car. We can see a lot more of that left front tire than we should.
Yeah, that left front tire looks like it's trying to go home.
But we head back up front. Really, for some of these guys that didn't come in and pit, didn't come grab tires, this honestly should put them back on the same cycle, as I would be surprised if guys like Garrett Kinder, and they're going to go ahead and surprise me because Garrett Kinder, Kai Shepard, or Jesse Nekula, and some of those guys that came down the first time are staying out this time. And really looks like Kai Shepard is, he's all alone there on pit road.
Yeah, he's all by himself. He didn't want to see that, I don't think. Being the leader, gosh, you're just in the worst spot sometimes with these pit strategies, trying to decide if you're going to pit or stay out. Because you don't pit, all them guys are going to come in and get new tires. You're going to be stuck out there even older tires, and so.
Yeah, it is almost the worst position to be in when you get to about the middle of a race and you're really trying to figure out what the race strategy is. Do I stay? Do I not stay? And it is been on both ends of it. Been the guy that's come down pit road and nobody followed me, and and been the guy that came down pit road and a lot of people followed me. So it's tough being up there and making those decisions, and you're just hoping and praying that everybody's on the same page as you are. But lonely trip down pit road for Kai Shepard right now.
Yeah, he's coming out 22nd, so he dropped 21 spots making that pit stop. That's going to be tough. You make those calls to get up front. You kind of want to stay up there if you can. Even if you own old tires, you drop back to 4th or 5th, that's probably the best outcome. But like I said, when you're the leader, you have to make the call that you think you need to do, and everybody else gets to make theirs based off of yours, and it just looks like he kind of got hung out to dry there.
Yeah, we're going to have to see now as we are coming up on 44 laps complete of our scheduled 100 here this evening in the B. Wallace Racing 100. Sponsored by Flexible Freight Solutions. Oh, I almost got through it without really having to sound it out a little bit. But Davy Jones, hope you're tuned in and watching and all that stuff. I know you're one of the primary sponsors here in the series. And still looking for those White Castles, Davey. Still looking for those White Castles. But always glad to have Flexible Freight Solutions on board here with the ARCA series as the primary sponsor. And lights are out on the pace car. We're going to get back underway here, but quickly approaching halfway through the race. And tire strategy and all that stuff's really going to start coming into play. As Garrett Kinder gets a really, really good start. Again, for the first time tonight, we're calling a couple new numbers up here as Justin Jed Oswald has found himself battling up in the top 5 right now.
Oh, and he goes way up the track there. Gets a good run off that top side.
Able to clear, and he's going to find himself in 3rd position right now, with Andrew Kurtz right behind him. Mickey Isaac right now, as you were talking about earlier, he's up 15 spots from where he started from in the 5th position. But I tell you, that is Mickey Isaac's MO right there. We won't talk about him all race long. He's almost like the Kevin Harvick of this series. And when it comes down towards the end of the race, lo and behold, there's that 01 car.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and this top 5 is getting really racy up here. The battle for the lead starting to pick up just a little bit as Jesse Nekula is getting all over the back bumper of Garrett Kinder. Nice little, as the 3-car gets over.
Yep. And gets a little help as he got loose coming out of the corner here, and we are back under caution. And man, you could just see that one coming right there.
Yeah, you just felt it, didn't you? You just kind of, the hair on your arm went up and you got chills. He's like, it's coming.
And it definitely did there. We'll go back and try to take a look at it from a couple different angles here. As we look at it, as Adam Lang has also gotten involved in this one, but as the 3-car gets really loose, oh my goodness, cars just pile up on the backstretch here. And we'll try to look at it from the Hitman's perspective as well, as everything is 3 slides up the track, parks at 55, slams on the brakes, and just a bunch of cars get collected up from that point. So tough break there is, and sometimes that'll happen. The car that's out in front will see what's going on, hit those brakes, but the cars behind them really can't see what's going on, and it caused quite the accident there on the backstretch.
Yeah, you can't see it, and then the car goes down to the bottom. You think, oh, okay, cool, he's out of the racing groove, and then he comes back up, and then you're trying to make evasive action, and Richmond's not a real big track, so it's like Dover sometimes, where you wreck a couple cars on the front stretch or the back stretch, and it collects the whole field.
Yeah, always tough. And when you're coming up through there and all you see is smoke. And you're trying to determine, do I get out of the gas? Do I hit the brakes? Do I kind of stay in it a little bit, go low, go high? And somebody else makes an evasive move and you're just kind of there as an innocent bystander. But hopefully those cars move, get the cars fixed up there a little bit, get back underway here. As we are just over halfway through the race here tonight. Garrett Kinder started from the pole, kind of lost it there a little bit early, been able to battle his way back up there and take control of this race over again. Jesse Nekula having himself a heck of a race here tonight, sitting in the 2nd position, up 8 spots from where he started. And as we were talking about there, as we were racing, Justin Jed Oswald, who's coming off of winning the championship in the Tour Modified Series Wednesday night, here on a Friday night, see what he can do in these ARCA cars. But solidly sitting up in the top 3, having himself a great night. Andrew Kurtz sitting back in 4th position. And as we've talked about a couple different times here, Mickey Isaac in that 01 all the way up into 5th position.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the only 2 guys that are in the top 10 or the top 12 really that were there from the beginning is Garrett Kinder and Andrew Kurtz. Everybody else has made huge strides and big moves. Aaron Adcock looks like he started 9th, but he's up to 6th. Old Chuck Pegleg Phelps, he's up to 9th, up 10 spots, so he's having a great run. So lots of shuffling, lots of tire strategies, accidents are putting guys behind the curve a little bit. So the race, even though we haven't had that many green flag laps after 52 laps, the field's kind of shook up.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had a lot of comers and goers here this evening. Got 19 cars still in the lead lap. And again, like you said, the number 75 car of Chuck Pegleg Phelps, great to see him sitting up solidly in the top 10. We talk about it week in and week out, race in and race out. Just how much he's improved And it's always fun to call his number and see him up here racing with everybody. And good to see Charles Stevens Jr. also in that 88 car. We talked about him a little early in the race, had a little bit of a hiccup there. He's definitely still got some right front damage. The hood's a little buckled up, but he's just going to own it and see what he can get here.
Yeah, we go green. Gary gets another good start. Gets out in front, being the leader. Jesse's right behind him as Josh Oswald looks under him. Oh, looks like Josh didn't expect Garrett to get on the brakes that hard. Gets all over him. Josh for having a good run here. Starting to get real racy as we get him over halfway.
These top three cars are not done with each other whatsoever. It's Jesse Neculo really powers it up on the outside. Oh, we are going to be three wide. Hold your breath.
Wow, what a great pass by Jesse Necula there. That was a hell of a move.
Oh,
Josh gets loose. No!
Oh, he gets loose. Tags the inside wall. Oh, and there the yellow flag is. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
what a battle for the lead.
That was awesome. Yeah, it's going to continue to happen. That run off the corner is just, you get that throttle going, and it's just going to come around on you. It's tough. It's done about half the field at this point.
Wow, so we had three different cars kind of get tangled up there as Spencer Gay gets wrecked and Tyler Rice gets into the back of him as Josh the Jet Oswald also, spun it coming off the corners as we were calling it there. But, I think he really tried to power that car up to stay in contention there, and it just jumped out from underneath him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But you love to see the racy. I want to see them race. If they spin out racing hard, man, that's awesome. It's not good for Josh Oswald, but that's what you like to see. The guys just hanging it all out, trying to get the lead, trying to get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. To get up there and battle it out, to get up there and race it hard. No one likes the feeling behind the wheel of that car when it starts to step out. And really, at that point in time, you got two options: stay in it, try to correct it a little bit, or jump way out of it and slam on the brakes. And it really looked like the Jet. He was going to ride that one out and see what happened because he really impacted that inside wall.
You forgot the third option, which is close your eyes and pray.
That's true.
I do that sometimes. Just close your eyes. I don't want to see what's going to happen.
I try not to close my eyes too many times when I'm behind the wheel of a car, but that is option 3 for sure. I do that more at the super speedway racing,
right.
Where you just kind of, I made it through.
Yeah, you close your eyes, you don't hear a big smack and a crinkle of metal. You're like, oh, okay, I might have been all right.
Yeah, this actually worked out for me. As we are now coming up on 60 laps complete here tonight in the B. Wallace Racing 100, the Magic Manzo's ARCA series. Been a great race. I mean, definitely had our share of cautions here this evening. Hasn't taken away from some of the excitement. Just a couple laps ago, I mean, we were 3 wide for the lead going down into turn 1, which was absolutely not going to work here at Richmond Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. We said it all race at Richmond. It's such a fast track. You have to keep the speed up. You can't go slow here. If you go slow and in the middle of the corner, you try to take it easy, you're just going to get run over, and somebody's just going to just wear you out on the exit of the corner. So you have to keep the speed up, but you just got to be careful. It's right there on the edge the whole time, and this is a 1500 I rating group. Guys, these are not pros, and like I said, they're cutting their teeth on probably one of the hardest combos that the ARCA car has to offer. So I think they're doing a great job. Like I said, just getting in there and racing their hearts out.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Eddie. I mean, this is a tough combo. These ARCA cars at Richmond Speedway here, it's tough, and these drivers are kind of learning that a little bit as they're beating and banging and getting through these corners. We're still taking a look here at the 88 car of Charles Stevens Jr. He's got all that right front damage, but don't let him know that. as he continues to work his way up through the field. He's up 6 spots from where he started, and looking forward to seeing if he can't battle his way up into the top 5 here.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're coming to green, let's see if Jesse can get a good start, get out ahead, or if Garrett can get going a little bit better. Jesse does get a good start. Just clears him, is able to get out front there, top 3 or nose to tail. It looks like Andrew Kurtz is going to look down to the inside.
I was holding my breath.
Yeah.
I did not know if those 2 cars were going to get together or not. As now Garrett Kinder set his sights on the 84 car of Jesse Necula. Really sends it down into the corner there. I think he was trying to hope to clear him, but it is a drag race down the front stretch, and we're going to see how these 2 cars sort it out going down into turn 1. Again, Garrett really sends it down into the corner there. Jesse is trying to power it up on the outside. Gets a decent run to the outside here, so it's still a fight up front.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Mickey Isaac there. Where did he come from? He gets a little bit loose off that turn there, but he's able to complete the pass on Andrew Kurtz there for 3rd place. I don't know if you can really see it from the camera angle you're looking at, but you can really tell these guys is that front end slams on the ground as they're hard on the brakes when they get into this corner, just riding the brake, trying to keep it right on the bottom if they can. It's fun to watch these guys go down in the corner so hard. As these tires start to wear out, that car wants to push up that track. This car does not settle in like the Cup car and the maybe Xfinity or truck does. The car wants to just shoot up to the outside, so you really have to hold that brake and drag it as long as you can to keep that car pointed and on the bottom. So
yeah, as you kind of mentioned that, we can kind of see it here on the broadcast as well. You will see these cars as they come off the corner, that the front of these cars come up, and as they get down into the corner, they will slam those spoilers right down to the track here. So, as we talked about a couple different times here tonight, Eddie, these are drivers' cars. You really got to work the wheel, really got to work the gas and the brake pedal to get the most out of these cars. We're seeing these guys that have been battling it out here in the top 5 here be able to do those types of things and be able to save a little bit as well too, because you just can't go out here and abuse these cars.
Yeah, these cars they're definitely from the early 2000s era of NASCAR, and I'm not huge on technical terms, but I think it was called coil binding back then, where they would try to slam the car down on the ground to get as much downforce through those turns as they could. And so I love this. This is my favorite type of car, just because I hate splitters. I hate big old spoilers. Get some air up under that car, make them drive it, get them, force them to have a lot of mechanical grip and figure it out that way. That's what I like to see. So yeah, I love to see these cars race, and they race just like they did back then. I think they put on a heck of a show.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We couldn't agree with you more. Put it in the mechanical grip instead of downforce and aero and splitters and spoilers and all that other stuff. Put it back into the mechanical grip. Put it in the shocks and the springs, and how that that driver is actually getting that car to roll through the corners and the body roll and all those things. And you're right. The coil binding setups. Yeah, these ARCA cars, they're fun to watch. Absolute blast to drive, because they are more of a throwback type of car.
Yeah, they make me think of the 1994, the inaugural Indy Brickyard 400 race, where they were going through the turns like a 65, the body roll. I remember Jeff Gordon's car, the body roll as he's going through the corner was just ridiculous, and I long for those times. But this battle for the lead, though, let's long for this a little bit, because Jesse is all over the back bumper of Garrett Kinder, trying to figure out a way he can get around him. Garrett is a really smart driver. He starts to see these laps tick down a little bit. You start to really make sure you hug that bottom line, because that's where the pass is going to happen on these older tires. So it's going to be on him to hold it down at the bottom. And it's going to be on Jesse to decide if I got to get him off the bottom. Am I going to have to put a little bumper to him, or how are we going to do this? So,
as they continue to race really tight up here in front. Speaking of the inaugural Brickyard 400, I actually have a autographed poster from that race from Jeff Gordon hanging on my wall right next to me.
Oh wow, that's
From
amazing.
from the inaugural Brickyard 400. It is the Team Chevrolet poster, and Jeff Gordon autographed it, and I actually have that hanging on the wall right next to me, Eddie.
Man, my house is burning down. That'd be the first thing I'd go grab. The dog would be barking. I'd run right by the dog, my wife, and grab that poster, and that'd be the first thing I'd run out.
It's pretty cool to have something from that race, and of course, I live here in Indianapolis, so been to that racetrack many times. Unfortunately, I was not there on that day because I was busy with my Navy career. But to have a poster from that race signed by him is pretty awesome.
That is awesome, man. I cannot talk enough about this top 4 group up here. Andrew Kurtz has been there this whole time, and like we talked about, Mickey Isaac moving up through there in this great battle for the lead here between Jesse and Garrett. Jesse just had he's getting good runs off the corner. The scary part about that is that you to get a good run, you really have to give the throttle a good push off the corner, and that can heat that right rear up and make it dangerous. And so if he gets close enough to Garrett, and he's heated up that right rear a lot, it can make it dangerous when he gets up under him off the corner. That's one thing you have to be careful with when you're setting up somebody to pass him here. So I'd be interested to see if he's able to let that cool off a little bit. That way he can get to him and try to make a pass.
Yeah, these top 4 cars have definitely separated themselves from the field right now. And Jesse Necula, he's not been able to make up the ground, but he's not losing ground either. I mean, he's right there and still trying to figure out a way to get around Garrett Kinder in the number 13 car. Or he's just being really patient right now, saving what he's got, understanding we're coming up to 22 laps to go. So there's still quite a bit of racing here. The laps do tend to tick off pretty quickly at some of these short tracks like Richmond. But the thing I like to watch right now is Mickey Isaac in that 01. Because he's just sitting back there waiting. He is biding his time, saving his equipment as he's done all race long. I mean, he is up 17 positions from where he started, had himself a clean race here this season.
Yeah, I hate to talk and say this about him because he'll get loose off this next corner, but watching his car, he's just really smooth. Jesse is really fast and he is all over Garrett, but I see him step, the rear tires step out every now and again, and doing that once or twice, it really doesn't hurt you that bad, but doing it over and over again, it's a compound issue that will hurt you later on. So watching Mickey and Garrett's the same way. They're really keeping the car straight. And so you look at Mickey back there, and it's just I'm sure that yellow car is getting a little bit closer, just a little bit closer every lap.
Yeah, these top 4 or 5 cars are really matching lap times with each other. I mean, over the past couple of laps, I mean, they've separated by hundredths of a second. And yeah, that 01 car slowly but surely is inching his way up there. So these 2 leaders up here, Garrett Kinder and Jesse Necula, get side by side. Mickey Isaac is going to be there.
Well, yeah, and Jesse's got to decide now, hey, if I'm faster, I need to try to figure out a way to get around him because, if you're faster and you might pull a gap on Garrett if you get by him, you definitely don't want to let Mickey Isaac get to your back bumper and you have to fight him and watch Garrett's ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Aaron Hadcott, who's moved his way up into 4th position right now, or 5th position, so having himself a good night. Kind of called his number a little bit earlier. Todd Schott, he's exactly where he started the race. He's sitting back in 6th position. He was up there leading a few different laps on tire strategy, but has fallen back a little bit. As we look now at the 12 car of William Griffin, still is pretty beat up. It looks like they took some of that Barabon, strapped that bumper cover back onto the car, and sent him back out there.
Yeah, he's got a shorter wheelbase car, so I think it's probably helping him turn a little bit better.
They did the best they could in the short amount of time they had. Charles Stevens, again, having himself a solid evening up in 8th position. His Spencer Gay, haven't talked about him a whole lot here tonight in that 69 car, but up 8 spots in 9. Rounding out our top 10 right now is Jason Lockridge in that number 48 car. Again, another car we haven't had a chance to call a whole lot tonight, but having a very solid night.
Yeah, Spencer Gay actually was he was in that last incident. He got run over from behind and ended up in the wall, so he's made a nice recovery. And of course, Charles Stevens also and made it really, really nice.
We're back under caution here, as it looks like Aaron Adcock is just after we call his name. Todd Schott gets loose coming out of the corner. And as we watch Aaron go down into the corner, the 94 car is there, pushes up the track, and I mean, there's no real other way to say it. Just takes him out. Not sure really what happened there.
Yeah, I don't understand that one at all.
That was the 94 car was a lap down. And really looks like when he got into the corner, it just went straight. So tough break for Aaron Adcock there. Is having himself a really good night. And yeah, like I said, no other way to really describe it except for a tough break. Tough break there.
Yep.
So we watch our leaders come down pit road as suspected. I mean, they're going to come down and grab some tires here with only 12 laps to go. Probably get the green flag with 9 or 10 laps to go. So definitely come get your tires. Plenty of tires sitting in the pits right now.
What I'm excited to see, I love this right here because they've been driving on those tires for a while, and the ARCA car does tighten up, especially if you overdrive those front tires. And as soon as you put those brand new set of tires, you take those first couple laps, it gets really, really loose. So we'll see who's able to be cognizant of that and know that, hey, I got to take it easy for a couple laps. He's been sitting in the pits. The guy's been setting Pepsis and Cokes on top of them, a little cool. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody forgets and, you've been driving that way for 40, 50 laps, and now you got to adjust your driving style. So it'd be interesting to see who's able to do that and not let it catch them sleeping.
That's always tough, man. You get into one of these long green flag runs, and the halfway to 3/4 mark of a race, you get used to the way that car starts to drive, especially on old tires, and you think, okay, this thing's going to go green to the end. This is how my car reacts, and it's been so long since you had those fresh tires on it. You're right. I mean, guys down in the pits have been putting their the water bottles and their Pepsis and their Cokes on them, and they're nice and cold, and you get them out here, and yeah, watch out for the loose conditions, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple guys loop these cars around here.
Yeah, but it's a good opportunity for these guys who have been able to make that high line work. It's a good opportunity to do that. This is about the only opportunity you'll get to use the high line to your advantage. I saw Josh Oswald use it a couple times. A lot of people don't really realize how good, on early parts of the run with those new tires, you can actually get a good run off the top side if you can hang on to it. And so, it'd be interesting to see who's willing to try that, try to make some moves.
Yeah, we'll have to see who's brave enough to actually put it on the outside and put the gas to it. And we've definitely seen it a couple here times this evening. We've seen it with the Jet. We really saw it with Jesse Necula. Early on in the races, he was able to make the move to the outside and take the lead of this race. So with these colder tires here, that outside line, might be the place to be. And it looks like a few of these cars are going to stay out as we are lining up 2x2 here with what's really going to be about 8 laps to go.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time if you're Garrett Kinder about 3 rows deep. You get a couple cautions, so he's definitely going to have to make some moves on these new tires, and these guys are not going to move out of the way. They're ready. They're here to win. This is a strategy call.
Yep, as Todd Schott gets a great start there. Clear Spencer Gay in that number 69. The 52 car of Adam Lange is now down to the inside as well, and Garrett Kinder on those new tires is going to try to make as quick a work as these guys as he can. They are 2x2 in front of him. As we are under caution as Mickey Isaac goes around. Oh, and we've got some people crashing in the back. Brandon Wallace has gone around as well. We'll go back here and take a look as Brandon Wallace gets a little bit hot into the corner. turns the car around, collects up to 23 of Aaron Adcock as they are wrecking in front of him as well. We'll take a look at it from Mickey Isaac's point of view as some of our front runners up here throughout the night get tangled up in a late race caution. Mickey Isaac, the same thing. It's real loose coming off the corner. So both him and Aaron Adcock, as we were talking about before we went back to green, just lose it in the middle of the corner and collect up a couple cars.
Yeah, we talked about it. Those cold tires being up on the outside. You've been running that low line all race, and you know, even great drivers like Mickey Isaac, and you know, you get up there and just don't know how it's gonna respond. And you see both him and Brandon Wallace doing the same thing, just getting in that corner. The car's not set up to run out there, and you got to really play with the throttle, and it can just snap around on you.
Yeah. Tough
Hate
break
to see
there.
that, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hate to see it for some of those guys. You run a great race all night long, clean race like Mickey Isaac had all night long in that 01 car. Get out there on those old cold tires, realize that you're less than 10 laps to go, so you either got to go out there and gain positions or defend your position. So you gassed it up a little bit earlier, and both those cars, both him and Brandon Wallace, just step out from underneath him, and not a lot you can do at that point in time.
Yeah, I tell you, the most nervous folks on this track right now is Garrett Kinder and Jesse Necula, who are, you know, like, oh man, we're gonna get some new tires, we'll be able to drive right around these guys. But the short tracks, somebody in the chat said, cautions breed cautions, and old Todd Schatz, he's probably smiling pretty big right now because it looks like he might have made the right call. It's going to be tough if these guys can't keep it together and cautions keep coming out. You know, it's going to be hard to pass Todd. He's going to get such a good restart every time. He might have made the right call there.
Yeah, again, you know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but you know, how do you call your race at this point in time? Do you call it to stay out there and hope for those cautions, hope that you only have to battle it out for a lap, and then, you know, and the caution comes back out again, and then, you know, or do you come down and grab those tires and hope that you can move your way up to the field? And right now, Garrett Kinder is going to be sitting in fourth position, so 3 cars in front of him that are on a little bit over tires at this point in time. But you know, we're going to get the green flag with about 3 laps to go here, so call it a green-white checker. Is that enough time for those new tires to be able to get up there and pass these cars? I don't know, Eddie. I don't know if there's enough racing left for him to get up there.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. You got to pray that the guys can keep it together, and you're gonna have to just use all them tires that you got left. There ain't nothing to save now. Everybody's doing such a good job up front saving their tires, but now you got to use them all up, every little bit you can get.
No use saving anything now as we are winding down the laps here in the B. Wallace Racing 100 and the Flexible. I wish some of these sponsors need
Flexible
really...
Freight Solutions, baby.
There we go.
Them. Glad to have them in the ARCA series. Man, yeah. Love them.
Too many tongue twisters. Too many. As the pace car's getting ready to hang that hard left and head down pit road. And we're getting ready to settle this one out here. As Todd Schott gets a great restart there. Probably couldn't have done that much better. The minute the pace car pulls off, he stomps the gas, gets out in front. Now second and third place are battling side by side. So that's really going to bind up Garrett Kinder at this point.
Yeah, Todd that's what he's got to do. He's got to get that good restart as they're wrecking behind. Looks like we got another caution.
Yep, and we are going to go to a green-white checker here this evening.
Oh, looks like Charles Stevens got into some trouble there.
Tough break. He'd had that car all fixed up, and as we can see, the right front damage has been fixed up, so he brought it down pit lane and got it all cleaned up, but not seeing a whole lot of damage to that car. Probably just lost a whole lot of track position.
Yeah, Todd, he's got to, I mean, it's the hardest thing. If he can get a good restart every time, it's going to be tough to beat him. But he's doing a great job so far of getting that good huge jump to really give him that space. And luckily, the 52 of Adam Lange and Spencer Gay had a little side-by-side battle, and Garrett Kinder just had nowhere to go there. You called it just right. He was just like, guys, settle it, figure it out. But
I got places to go here.
yeah. I mean, start thinking about 3 wide and figure out all right, which one of these guys is uncomfortable with 3 wide? Let me stick it in there and see if he'll back out.
We're gonna line it up again, and again, Garrett Kinder still sitting in 4th position, got the freshest tires. Jesse Nekula back there in 6th position as well. But Garrett Kinder still got to get through Spencer Gay and Adam Lange to get to Todd Schott. And on a green-white checkered, I mean, all Todd Schott's really got to do is get another great restart, put some space in between him, and Garrett Kinder's going to have to figure out a way to work around these other cars really quickly.
Well, I'm excited, Pat. This is going to be fun, I think. I tell you what.
I think it will be too. I just don't know that. I'm excited to see how it goes, but I just don't know that Garrett's going to be able to get up there and make the moves he needs to in just a short amount of time. I mean, we're at a 3/4 mile track here at Richmond Speedway, so there's just not a lot of time to make those moves, and nobody is going to give room. That 52 car and that 69 car is just not going to move out of the way.
No way. But you didn't do all this strategy call and go get through all this race, all those fast repairs, all that stuff that some of these guys, the 52 and 69, have been in multiple incidents. So if I've had that kind of race, ain't no way I'm moving over to let somebody go with 3 to go. It's just not happening.
And we still see the 12th car. William Griffith now in 5th position. As beat up as that car is,
They got the back bumper nailed back on.
They did.
Yeah.
So I think,
all right.
I think the guy on the left side of the car got his job back.
He's safe. Yeah.
He's safe. So the Monday morning meeting will go okay at the race shop for him. But I think old Griff is just willing that car up here towards the front, driving it hard because that car, I don't think there's a straight body panel on it.
No, he's having a good race though. That's the best part about short track stuff. You get that in Michigan, you just drive around, 3/4 tenths off the rest of the folks that are racing. But here you can get a little bumping and banging, and you can still be running up in the top 5. So.
All right, Ace. So here it comes, gentleman's bet. I think that Todd Schott goes early in the box.
You know what? There's not going to be much of a bet. I'm going to go to. It's going to be hard to bet against that.
And
he's gone.
He's gone. Gets a great restart. Again, Garrett Kinder is boxed in behind Adam Lange in that 52 car and the 69 of Spencer Gay. Those two were battling out here a little bit. Well, I thought the 52 car disappeared there, and he did a little bit, but Todd Schott is going to see the white flag this time around. And we are back under yellow once again, so we're going to line him up and try it one more time here tonight, Eddie.
Well, I can tell you, I've been in this situation before that Todd's in, and he's the most stressful. I mean, you feel like, okay, everybody thinks it's the same thing. It thinks it's so easy. Oh, yeah, I'll just jump the start every time and nothing ever goes wrong. But we know how the little bit of tire spin, just somebody does a good time, trying to time your jump or something like that, or you just go down the corner and you lose it. Every time you have to do one of these restarts, it just gets more nerve-wracking and more nerve-wracking. And so, Todd may be cool as a cucumber, but if it was me, I'd be a nervous wreck. So.
Oh yeah, been there too. Earlier this season at IRP, in the Xfinity Series, we have the 3 green-white checkers, and we used all 3 of them up. And I could not be more nervous behind the wheel of that car. And you're sitting behind, I know Todd Schott right now in that 426 is sitting behind the wheel of the car praying, please, let's end this thing. I don't want another restart. Please let me see the white flag so we can end this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about Kansas whenever I was we had like probably 4 or 5 cautions right there in a row,
Hmm.
constant cautions, and it was just a nerve wracking. Just every time we go green, like, oh man.
Yeah, and as the leader of the race, I mean, you control the restart, so the past couple times he's definitely gone early in the box. And it's worked, and it's worked really well for him. So did you stick with that? Did you try to mix it up a little bit? I mean, all these things run through your mind. Every second that you're out there. Okay, what do I do this restart? Do I stick with what's been working? Are these guys starting to time it a little bit on me? So this is playing in poor Todd Schott's mind for the third time now.
Yeah, if I'm Adam Lange, I'm gonna try to jump it a little bit. That's one thing I don't see a lot of folks do is, and of course, if you want to finish second, that's fine, good points day or whatever. But if you're trying to go for the win, sometimes you got to just go for it. You know he's going to jump, so you get up there and try to time it and get a good jump with him. And if you can get to his outside and stay, at least on his right rear quarter coming off of 2, you got a good chance. So, but if he gets a good jump on you and gets out front, it's going to be hard in 2 laps to run him down without a huge mistake.
So we'll have to see how what he decides to do, and I mean, you wouldn't take my bet last time. Are you willing to take my bet this time?
I think he's put down the fastest lap time of the day. I think he's good enough. I think he's gonna get that good jump. I don't see it, but I'm hoping for a chance of somebody to get up there and race him at least. That's all. I don't know about no bets. I think you're gonna win that one.
It's been a lot of really good racing. I mean, again, definitely had our fair share of cautions here this evening, but had some good strategy throughout the race from a lot of different of these drivers and race teams. And Todd Schott had cycled himself up to the lead of this race through some tire strategy, got shuffled back a little bit, and again through tire strategy has got himself into the lead of this race. Has controlled these last couple of restarts, and again, I mean, I hear you, Todd. I hear you loud and clear, man. You just need to see that white flag. Because that pace car is going to hang that hard left, and we're gonna wrap this B Wallace Racing 100 up. And again, he goes early in the box, gets a great restart there. 52 car blinks out again a little bit there, and I know that's got to be messing with Garrett a little bit. But he ducks down to the inside, which is really going to give Garrett Kinder the outside right now. Ooh, and the 52 car gets a great run off the corner.
Oh, and he's down there. He's going to try to take a shot at him.
Oh. As Todd Schott is going to take the white flag here, but this race is far from settled.
This is what we're looking for right here.
Oh!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that bottles up the whole top 5 there.
Oh, and Todd Schott gets into the outside wall. The 52 car is around as Garrett Kinder gets into the side of him. It is. Oh, and Todd Schott is up into the wall, loses the back end of that car. And Garrett Kinder goes around, and Todd Schott wins it. What the hell just happened?
Goodness. Have you ever?
Oh, my gosh. What just happened?
What in the world?
Wow.
There was so much there, Pat. We couldn't even call it all. All we could do is yell.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These guys are so
like 5 different cars should have won that race. Unreal.
Yeah. Yeah. Kinder was able to get up under him and got that lead and come off the corner and just got a little bit loose and looped it coming to the start finish line. That is unbelievable.
Unreal.
Man.
And Todd Schott, after getting into the wall coming off of 2, probably thought, I blew the race. Brings it home with the win here this evening. Absolutely unreal.
I can't believe it. That was exactly what we wanted. We wanted a good race. Todd was able to get out there, but he got a little bit loose and these guys were able to run him down. 52 of Adam Lange was doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. 'cause
getting to his back bumper and making a race out of it. Man,
we're gonna rewind this thing here a little bit and see if we can't catch this action one more time here. And I'll try to slow it down because I mean that was just absolutely crazy what happened at the end of the race here. And so we'll pick it up here. We'll pick it up here, coming out of turn
you don't even know where to pick it up. There's so
No,
much.
I mean there's so much action going on as we see Todd Schott send it off into turn one here. The 52 car really sends it in, pushes up a little bit. Garrett Kinder, as we're going to watch here a little bit, is going to get into him just ever so slightly.
Look at all those cars just lined up, just trying to stay out of
And
the
we're going
back
to
of each other.
watch Todd Schott get up into the wall here. Garrett Kinder collects up the 52, spins him around, and now it's a drag race between Todd Schott and Garrett Kinder with Spencer Gay right there behind him, and we'll continue to watch it here at a little bit of slow motion. And maybe this will allow us to catch our breath and figure out what the hell actually happened here. As we watch, Todd Schott again pushes way up the track. Jesse Nekula and Spencer Gay get together a little bit. Todd Schott gets into the wall one more time. But we're going to see that when Garrett Kinder gasses this car up to come off of four, it steps out from underneath him. The 8 car gets into the rear of the 84 car. Those two cars start to spin around. And Todd Schott is taking home the win here this evening.
Second and third, cross the line backwards.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Pat, I'm gonna need a cigarette, and I don't even smoke, man. That was incredible.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, no other real way to describe it. Just what a finish here this evening.
Wow. Well, Richmond delivered tonight. I think Todd Schott was able to get those really good nice restarts, and that last one he made that mistake that these guys were looking for, and but everybody else decided to make some mistakes as well, and he was able to come back with the victory. So made the right call coming out of getting those tires or staying out, and was able to get that win. That was awesome.
Unreal. So let's grab a race winner and have a chat with him. Hey, Todd, it's Pat and Eddie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, man.
Hey, well, I don't know if your heartbeat has slowed down at all because mine hasn't, and I know Eddie hasn't. What a finish to this race here tonight. We watched you come up through the field and lead this race early through some tire strategy, get shuffled back a little bit, and then right back up front with some tire strategy. But, man, you have got to take us through that last lap and how you brought that 426 home with the win, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. I seen the 52 get a run to the inside, and it kind of threw me off and got off my line. So I went in just a little bit too hard, and it just pushed right to the wall. And I said, "Well, I done threw this away." But then all of a sudden, all the rest of them was wrecking, and I just kept the hammer down, and luckily got back to the front.
God, man, awesome race. It was so much fun. It's so much fun to see the pit strategies. Did you start to feel like towards the end there that you made the right call, and were you nervous on those last few restarts, trying to make sure you got a good restart? That way you didn't, kind of spin the tires or anything like that.
Yeah, it was tough, and I was just about out of fuel too. I had about 6 laps of fuel left, so it was getting sketchy right there at the end.
Well, man. Yeah, Todd, I mean, hell of a race tonight. Hell of a last lap, man. I mean, I think me and Eddie were just yelling at each other. I don't know how much of a broadcast it ended up being, but you boys put on a hell of a show here tonight. So get out there and celebrate the win here at Richmond. I mean, you damn sure earned it tonight, Todd.
I appreciate it, man. That was a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah, I think he's just about as shell-shocked as the rest of us. So let's grab our second place car of Jesse Nekula and have a chat with him. Hey, Jesse, it's Eddie and Pat up in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir. How's it going, guys?
Well, as I told Todd, I'm still waiting for my heart rate to come down off of that last lap. You boys put on a hell of a show all night long, but we saw you early on be able to take the lead of this race, utilizing that outside line. So take me kind of through what your thoughts were, utilizing the outside line and really how you brought that car home in second place here tonight.
Yeah, I just had for the most part, I was running on the bottom, maybe half a lane up, but at one point to get around Garrett, somehow I made that outside lane work. I didn't think it was gonna work like it did. I think I just got lucky. Maybe he bobbled or he was off a little bit more, making sure he didn't come up into me, so it made it easier for me to get around. But either way, I had a hell of a time tonight. That was a fun race.
Yeah, see this Eddie, man, on that last restart, whenever normally you would think, okay, Todd's gonna get out there and just take the get a good jump, and you just have to get all you can get. But when you saw the commotion happening up front, what were you thinking coming down to the last lap?
I honestly thought I was gonna get in it. Coming down the backstretch, when all that mess happened right there, I thought I was gonna get collected, and for the most part, I just wanted to try to keep my nose clean and try to get some points for the overall standings.
Well, I don't know if you kept your nose clean. You was spinning across the start finish line, but hey, just spinning across the start finish line for second is pretty cool. So, congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was watching that back. Looked like the 8 got into me a little bit, which kind of got me started, but I was already kind of moving the wheel pretty quick to try to miss Kinder, so I was probably going around either way.
Yeah, I mean that was an intense, couple green white checkers there, but definitely an intense last lap. But good to see you bring that number 84 car home in second place, man. So congratulations on the podium finish here tonight.
Thanks, man. Yeah, second place again. Hopefully the win will come here soon.
Oh, I think it will, Jesse. I damn sure think it will. All right, so a couple guys. I mean, well, I don't know, Eddie. If I was in that race and up there battling like those guys did, and that's how that race ended up, I don't know that I'd know what to think at this point in time either.
Man, I'm telling you.
So let's grab old Spencer Gay and have a chat with him. Hey, Spencer, it's Pat and Eddie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, sir. What's up?
One hell of a race tonight. That's what's up. I mean, you guys put on a heck of a show throughout the race here tonight.
I'm third.
Yeah, and then you guys battling it out all night long. We really saw you kind of running back in the fifth to 10th position there for a while. Slowly but surely worked your way up through the field, and then was able to bring that car home in third place. So, kind of take me through your night and how you brought it home with the podium here tonight.
Well, me and Charlie got I got home late from work. Me and Charlie were trying to get some practice laps in. I was not confident at all. I was getting loose, but just when the race started, I said, "Hey, we're just gonna try to take it long." Like you said, I was holding around 10th position. Me and Chuck got together. Sent me to the back, and I just worked my way up slowly but surely. And then I think what helped me is everybody pitted with around 10 or 12 to go, and I stayed out. And I was just trying to make those old tires work. And that last couple laps was crazy. I think Kinder might actually be your third place. I don't know. I was looking at the pictures. It was crazy there at the end.
Man, congratulations, dude! Up 13 spots from where you started, Spencer. Kind of tell me what was your mindset? I know you kind of just went over it a little bit, but when you get spun out and you have to go to the back and get back up front, what's your mindset going into those last few laps? I mean, what was your plan? Did you have one, or were you just trying to hope for the best, or what was going on?
Yeah, when I got sent to the back, I felt, you lose the safety blanket of the fast repair because I got pit pretty far in the rear end. So I worked my way up, and then my strategy towards the end was I know I had older tires, but they felt good. So I was hoping that if I could stay in that lower line and I could hold Kinder off, I was hoping that maybe there'd be a wreck or something and I could get a chance. And that's kind of what happened, but again, it was just crazy.
Well, man, I mean, you drove a great race here this evening. To bring it up 13 spots and to bring it home here in third position, great race. A little mayhem on those green white checkers there, and definitely on that last lap. But congratulations on the third place finish here tonight, brother.
Thank you. Thank my team. Big Fish Motorsports, Chris, Logan, Charlie, Matt, all the admins. Just appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, Eddie, I'm out of words. Really, I mean, I have never called a race or been a part of a race that finished like that. What an exciting finish here tonight.
Well, I got so excited. I got a nasty text message from my wife, so I'm in trouble. But it was worth it because that was one of the best finishes I've seen. I know it's not good. You know, it probably wasn't too fun for some guys who got, were on the bad end of that deal. But it was all hard racing. People, Todd made a mistake, and everybody was trying to capitalize on it, try to get the best finish they could, and it just kind of turned into mayhem there, but a good kind. Not like everybody was just being ridiculous. It was people trying to win the race, and people just trying to get all they can get, spinning across the line, and just, as somebody who's watching it, you love to see that. So they put on a heck of a show. A lot of good driving, little good battling there, and you really can't ask for much more.
No, you really can't. What a great race here this evening. And again, congratulations to Todd Schott in the number 426 for bringing home the win here this evening. Justin Nekula in the 84 coming home in second. Spencer Gay, who we just talked to in the 69 car, finishing off our podium here this evening. Garrett Kinder, who was staring at that checkered flag coming off of 4, but just couldn't keep that car underneath him, but still brings it home in 4th position. William Griffith, we talked about him a couple of different times here this evening with the rear bumper cover hanging off of it, but a great top 5 here for him this evening. Mickey Isaac recovers well, finishes 7th in that 01. Aaron Adcock, again, we called his number a couple different times tonight. Got wrapped up in a couple of these incidents. Kai Shepard, who is up there leading this race, for a little while there, rounds out our top 10 here this evening. And just all the way around, great racing here as we look at the rest of the field and where they finished off. Josh Oswald, finishes the lap down here this evening in 18th position. Phil the Hitman Manzo coming home in 16th. Charles Stevens at 14th. But just a really great effort from a lot of these guys here this evening. Can't wait to be back up here next Friday with the ARCA series and see what these guys do for race number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I appreciate you having me up here, letting me throw you snowballs you can't even hit, but it's late, so I'm gonna blame it on that.
Yeah, and it sounds like you got another boss to answer to.
Yeah, big trouble now.
As we got a little excited as the race was finishing up here, but always appreciate you having up in the booth, Eddie. Look forward to having you up here again, and definitely look forward to racing you on the track. But from everybody here at Go Locker Racing, appreciate everybody that tunes in. Thanks to all our great sponsors out there as well, Janet Printing and Promotion, Skill Insurance Advisors. Thanks to Flexible Freight Solutions as well for sponsoring the ARCA series. And a big shout out to Magic Mike and Phil the Hitman Manzo for putting this series on. Thanks again for everybody that tunes in, and we will see everybody Sunday as we get behind the wheel of the Rebels trucks. Thanks again, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you, fellers.